So I'll start in around 2016. Sid, sitting behind me at church, invited me to a youth group meeting. I was out of youth groups, and so he said, come along anyways. We have some speakers from World Renew that I think you might be interested in. So I did, and those speakers talked about an advocacy tour in Ottawa. And that tour, I applied and did that tour to Ottawa, where we learned about what biblical advocacy was, and we advocated with some MPs and learned how to write letters about increasing foreign aid. And one of the stops on that tour was Mike. And Mike had a little workshop on Indigenous peoples' relationships and experiences in Canada. And so I kind of got turned on to that justice issue from Mike and through that experience. So that was really cool. Stepping stone. After that experience, I was invited to apply to the Youth Ambassador for Reconciliation program, which was coordinated by Shannon. Hi, Shannon. So we spent some time in and around Southern Ontario, going to various sites of Indigenous resilience and resistance. And we did that with some Indigenous and non-Indigenous youth. And that was an excellent experience to kind of learn about the people who I had heard about in land acknowledgements for a long time, but had not really known much more about until visiting and talking and learning and thinking about them. So a couple of the places that I thought were quite interesting was the Aamjiwnaang First Nation Reserve, and that's near Sarnia, and we visited them. They talked about their experiences with the Chemical Valley right next door, which has caused tremendous harm, pain to their air quality and some medical issues and stuff. So it was interesting to hear about that justice issue. And then we also, one of the other cool places that we went was the Hamilton Regional Indian Center, which was an urban Indigenous center where we got to hear from Indigenous people that were building community in downtown Hamilton, which I thought was really cool because it was fascinating to learn about what Indigenous community meant to these people and how I was so blessed by it, by how amazing it was. And then after the reconciliation or the Ambassador for Reconciliation program, we decided to host a blanket exercise at Meadowlands, and that was with the help of David Wonder and Cindy Stover. And we invited the Archdeacon of Truth, Reconciliation, and Indigenous Ministries of the Anglican Church. Her name was Valerie Kerr, and she's an elder, that came and hosted a blanket exercise with us. But it was a really good learning experience for all of us, I think, because it challenged me at least to reflect on what it meant to live on these territories and how I could move forward with that knowledge and understanding.